Hi everyone, this is Dango from Rocky Valley server. In this video, we are going to talk about how to use and how to build Lamotta in Langrisser Mobile. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to discuss a little bit about some of my thoughts on Langrisser Mobile subreddit. So I have some issue recently there, and I think I got not very fairly treated. But if you guys don't want to listen that, just after the Lamotta guide, you can always just close the video. But if you do want to hear about what I think about that issue, so feel free to join me and we can discuss later. And let's start with Lamotta's guide. So Lamotta in Chinese server has been awakened already. So she can has like 6 costs together. We are bringing 3 AOE skill, and each of these AOE costs 2 costs. And yeah, the reason is just because we don't have 3 cost skill for Lamotta yet. So she is just using basically 3 AOEs. And she's also using her special gear and this special troop just designed for Lamotta basically. So this troop is not like very special. Although this is like an ultra type troop, it actually increases the AOE scale, especially just the LAN scale, LAN AOE scale. It increases the damage by the LAN scale AOE by 15%. So this is really a decent increase in the AOE build. And then Lamotta's special gear is like basically a very similar to Cloud gear. Depends on how many targets you hit. You have from 10% to 50% chance of reducing cooldown by 6. So that is very useful just because this is in most cases this is going to be a better Cloud. Because Lamotta's AOE is like very huge range. Especially this White Dragon Breeze has like 3 times 6 range. Due to Lamotta's talents, like 6 times 6, like 3 times 6. So you can easily just find like 3 or more targets, and then if you can hit like 4 targets, you will have a 40 chance of reduce the cooldown. So we will see what happens. So Lamotta cast her first AOE, and which is like I would say not very effective, but this AOE has one effect to remove the buff, like to remove one random target buff. So here we remove the land use attack buff, so which is not that useful but still decent. Remove buff is always useful in some case. And then we again Lamotta, we are trying to use another AOE. And here we hit 4 targets, so we should have like 40% chance to clock here, but clock is not triggered. And then let's see what will happen. So this battle, yeah. So Juggler jump in and use AOE. So yeah, this battle is very hard for me. It's because this Liana just heals like crazy. And then this is the other AOE. And here, her special gear triggered, which means she can cast another AOE next turn. But then this Grace can heal his teammates. I mean her teammates. Yeah, like they really have a crazy heal power there. You can see although we cast this AOE, they are still like very healthy. So now Luna jumps in. And she's trying to kill Landius here, which is very successful. This is why Luna is very good. Oh, actually not successful. He has like 90 health points left, which is kind of sad. So this Warner made a mistake. He should have just used Warner to kill my Lamotta here. But because he made that mistake, we took advantage of his mistake. Yeah, and now he's trying to heal. And Lamotta is going to use another AOE, which is hitting 5 targets, so 50% chance to clock. And then we clock again. This is like 50% chance to clock. And then we clock again. Juggler is dead. So with Chris, all the characters becomes very healthy again. But now Luna killed Varna. He lost his chance to actually kill Lamotta. But we're still in disadvantage here, because this land use can just kill Luna. Yeah, so we're really in disadvantage here. But game is not over because Lamotta can still do AoE damage here. This is the other AoE. This is the third time she is casting this, and yet another clock is triggered. This time we have 40% chance to trigger that clock. This clock is from her special gear, and she is using a magic enchant. We will discuss this later. But we are using again on Lamotta so that she can cast another AoE. So although like my enemy here has like incredibly high like healing power and another AoE, yeah, so another clock is triggered, 40% chance again. But to be honest, even like we can win this battle even that clock is not triggered. We have 3 AoE scale here, right? At that turn, the other 2 AoE scale is already ready. So our goal is just to kill that Liana, which, you know, these like land scales, they can already kill Liana. So even that clock is not triggered, we should still win this battle. But it's just crazy. Now Liana is using kill. Oh yeah, we probably can't because they are moving first. But here we go, another AoE, and yet another clock is triggered. So this is just a very lucky. But you can see how Lamotta can be very strong, just because she can like continuously spam this very strong AoE scale. And again, even clock is not triggered, we still have like 2 AoEs. This Chris is making some stupid move that also contributed to his loss. Another AoE. Now Liana is killed, and then this is like basically secured this win. Yeah, so this is basically a very small video to show you how Lamotta can be very strong and annoying in Apex Arena, especially in Season 3. And let's talk about how to build Lamotta. So about the pass, if you want to use her in PVP content, then you should really have double lands here, just because these lands will give you actually some intelligence, and you know, intelligence is still very important for Lamotta. The skills in that land is not that great, so if you plan to use Lamotta for PVE only, although you know Lamotta is not that great in boss battle, so you know, because boss battle you need more single target skill. But if you know a huge fan of Lamotta and you don't have enough resource, you can just go middle lane, because middle lane is what really she's needed. So this skill like basically is a skill that she can grow a forest, and then this forest is like effective around 2 spots near Lamotta. So this can actually bring up the defense of your tank. So basically makes your tank more tanky. So this is actually a useful skill before Lamotta is awakened. So in Season 1 of the Apex Arena, if you are using Lamotta, this is going to be a skill that you are carrying to make your tank more tanky, basically. And then the other skill, right, is basically these 2 AoEs are the AoEs that you will always carry for Season 1. And the other AoE you can learn is from that line. These 3 AoEs, you can carry them all in Season 2. This is why you should, at least in Season 2 and Season 3, you should make sure you have all these routes ready for Lamotta if you are using her in Apex Arena. But again, if you just use her to AoE, you can basically just get this middle lane. And for the skills, just to mention it again, for the skills for Lamotta, just use triple AoE if you awaken your Lamotta. And for Season 1, you don't bring that skill. You bring this you know, grow forest skill for Lamotta, just to make sure that your allies can have, you know, especially your tank can be more tanky. So this is actually one of the methods for your tank to survive from Claret. If you use that skill and then Claret jump in, she will not be able to kill your Landius or Jugular with 2 turns. This is just not happening. So this is why this skill is actually useful in Season 1 of Apex Arena. especially if you want to deal with Claret. If you know your enemy has Claret, then Lamotta can be like one of the counter to Claret. So this is how to use skills for Lamotta. And for like troops, basically for season 1 you will just use sorcerers. I can't see any other good choice for Lamotta. But for season 2 though, this sniper is going to be your choice. This sniper is basically designed for Lamotta. Like there is no other like is really fitting this sniper. But this sniper, you know, increase damage dealt by 15% for the only LAN AoE skill. Only LAN AoE skill. It's very useful for Lamotta. And this is the reason like Lamotta is kind of strong in season 2, and right now at season 3 she's still pretty good. And for the gear selection, so let's talk about how to use Lamotta first. So if you like check the video earlier about this Apex Arena, Lamotta is actually always sit behind, and you just spam all of these different like LAN AoE skill. And she used to has a problem, you know, she cannot spam AoE skill like effectively if she can only bring 2, and the cooldown is pretty high. So for season 1 Lamotta, actually Clock is the right choice for Lamotta. If you don't have like if you don't go Clock, you can also go like this magic. But then the problem you have is that you don't have like the sustainability. You can't just spam AoE again and again. It is very hard because for season 1 you also don't have this special gear available for Lamotta. This special gear is very good. And yeah, so for season 1 I recommend you go Clock. But then like if you are not a big whale, you have to change gears for season 2. So for season 2 and season 3 you really should just go magic with Lamotta. Somebody asked me if like Breeze is okay with Lamotta. So the conclusion is that Breeze is okay with Lamotta, but Lamotta, like, she really don't need Breeze. Like, if you see how you play Lamotta, she always sit around your tank and just deal all this land scale AoE, and her like all this land scale AoE, she has like incredibly long range. So usually you don't really need like Breeze to initiate with Lamotta. You can always find a spot that she can spam AoE on your enemies even without Breeze. So my recommendation for Lamotta is actually just Magic and Clock. If you plan to use her in season 1, you probably can go Clock Lamotta. But for season 2 and season 3, you should always go Magic. And then for the best gear, really, for Lamotta, the best gear is actually not Red Moon. The best gear for Lamotta is going to be Miracle Wands. The reason that we are using Red Moon here is very obvious. We only have one Miracle Wand for Basil, and Basil definitely needs Miracle Wand, so we don't have one extra for Lamotta. This is why we are using Red Moon here. But the best weapon for Lamotta is always going to be the Miracle Wand. And then if you don't have Miracle and Red Moon, you can always also use Blue Moon. And maybe you can also use that Queen's Scepter. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, you can always use that Queen's Scepter. Yeah, but I still think Red Moon is better in that case. For the armors, really, you don't have that many of choice for armors. Basically, the best armor is going to be Tennis Robe. If you don't have Tennis Robe, you can use that Galax Robe, and you can also use that White Robe as well. Yeah. And also for like headgear, then again, basically Tennis headgear is her special, is very good for her. The other like good headgears like this Odin's Hamlet and this one that can silence the enemy doesn't really fit her style. Think about Lamotta, like she's just sitting back, you know, around tanks and spam all these AoE skills, so you don't really have a chance to silence your enemy in most of the case, and you know, you are doing AoE damage, even you killed, like she's still sitting behind, so this is hard to use as well, like Odin's Hamlet. So basically the best gear for her is really just this Tennis Robe. I can't think of any other options for her. If you don't have that, you can always use these other SSR headgears, but then the best is going to be Tennis headgear. Her special gear is very good for accessory. Actually, you will just use her special gear as accessory in season 3. This accessory is not available until very late in season 2. So actually, this is actually after season 2. So before this is released, I recommend you just run this the Rose gear, which can basically remove one of the buff from the enemy from AoE. Sadly, we don't have that gear available here. So that's basically the Rose accessory that can remove the buff from the enemy, which is also an intelligence accessory. If you also don't have that, then you can always run this Holy Rune. I think this one that reduces the cooldown of the skill is not that great for Lamotta, just because I don't think it's like super effective in Lamotta. But if you don't have like Holy Rune as well, you can always use that as well. But the best is just going to be her special gear, so you can always like level up one Holy Rune for her and then just wait for her special gear if you don't have Rose. But Rose is going to be better for her. So this is going to be how to build Lamotta, and your strategy for Lamotta is really I mean, her faction is like Legend faction and this Gizelov's faction. So Gizelov's faction has been very strong in season 2 and season 3. This is why you can use Lamotta in season 2 and season 3 as well. Gizelov is not that great in season 1, although he can summon, but he's not like, if you compare with other summoners, I would say like Lana and Lifany, they are like better summoners compared to Gizelov. But Gizelov is very strong in season 2 and season 3 just because all these characters, most of them are monsters, like Yuzuki, like Yulia, like Shoujo Jessica, like Puran, like Bozo. Those are all very top tier characters. And Lamotta is in Legend faction, is in Gizelov's faction. This makes her very, very strong. And also, if you run Matthew, you can, like, Lamotta is going to be a very good choice for you as well. But the strategy is going to be an AoE focused strategy. So if you use Lamotta, you want to pick other AoE characters as well. And then you want to pick a character who can kill after you spam AoE. So basically like Luna or like other like single target skill character. Because the problem for season 2 is that like characters get very bulky, so it is very hard to kill from AoE attack. But you can always make your enemies weaker from AoE, and then you can try to find your kill. So this is basically how to use Lamotta. And so I'm going to discuss a little bit about a recent Reddit issue. But the guide for Lamotta is stopped right here. So if you don't want to listen to the other part, you can just close the video right now. And thanks for watching, and I guess I will see you guys in my next video. And then I'm going to discuss a little bit about what happened in Reddit. So recently I was making some videos which I believe can be very helpful to players, which is the video about play this game efficiently, how to use burgers, how to use summons, and then I also made another video about how to how to farm shards. For example, if you should focus on your healer first or DPT first, damage per turn. Yeah, I get correct from some of the audience, which is very good, and thanks for mentioning that. I shouldn't use DPS but DPT. But really, like these two videos, I think is going to benefit lots of players because I got lots of requests on making these kind of videos. So after making those videos, I posted them in Reddit, and then they got deleted within 1 minute. And then I was thinking, I was like, maybe there is an internet glitch, so I upload those posts again, and then they got deleted. So I tried like 5 times, and all of them got deleted. So then I was asking help from the Discord server, and my friend told me maybe I was banned from the Reddit. And then I contacted the Reddit mode, one of the Reddit mode, which he's very friendly, and he said yes, I was indeed banned, and my content was removed by one of the other mod who like maybe has some trouble with me, and he probably don't like my content. Cause initially when I see I was banned, I was thinking that maybe like a random bot banned me because I shared my links. So sometimes like when you share a link in like website, sometimes you get banned by that. So I was thinking maybe I was banned by AI, but turns out to be I was banned by a mod. So the reason that this mode banned me is because he think I'm making like low effort content. Actually, I respect Reddit rules, and I have noticed that some of the Reddit like user, they don't really like people to make like video only post. So I used to make some like creepy post that where I just post my video links. So I kind of understand that, and I agree with other people. Especially I agree with those Reddit users that I should not make this kind of post. But these two posts that I made, like who should you farm shard on, and like how to play this game efficiently, I was actually making content like I posted my like figures and tables, along with my videos. So if they don't have time, if a Reddit user don't have time, he can just really like click on my post and just learn from the figures and tables. I actually spent a lot of effort making them, and I asked my friends to give me suggestions on how to improve so that players can understand even without looking, without listening to my videos. So yeah, I really made huge efforts on that, and I try to help the Reddit community. I don't really count on getting anything from Reddit. Like, some people in Reddit are getting crazy, say I was just trying to like promote myself, and I was trying to get some benefit from posting on Reddit. No, there is no such thing. I mean, you can tell me what I can get from posting on Reddit. Personally, I don't see I get anything from making that post. I was really just trying to help people, but there is really a problem in this current Reddit server that it's just kind of weird. That some people get crazy when you make this kind of post. And definitely, I acknowledge that I have some problem with my previous posts as well, especially for all my posts without, any other content other than a video link. I think that's not good for the Reddit, because when you visit Reddit, you want to read something instead of like, let's say, watch a video. So I appreciate all these comments, and I was trying to improve myself, but then it's kind of weird that I still get banned there. Especially, I also checked with other content creators, like Air and like Lemons. They made like awesome videos on Reddit, and I checked them. It looks like they never get this kind of warning, because I was getting a serious warning like I should not make this kind of post anymore, and he's even like, this is the second time warning. Like, it's kind of crazy how these Reddit modes are, how one of the Reddit mode is really getting crazy on my posts, and I really think this is a biased decision that he made. Personally, I'm a Chinese in I finished my PhD in United States, and I have been having some discrimination issue there. So normally, people, some of my friends just suggest me to never go Reddit anymore, and I kind of don't want to do that because I really hate of discrimination issue. I want to fight back when I have discrimination issues. I think it is not fair that they send this warning to me, and they removed my content without giving me any warning. I really don't know why they have done that. Like, they can reach me and they can talk to me, they can warn me that I should not make this kind of posts, but actually no. Before I check with the moderator, I never knew what happened to my post, and the warning that they send me afterwards is kind of disturbing as well. So yeah, so my current plan is that I really wish the moderators and the users on Reddit can come up with a solution, maybe about what you can post and what you can't post. And if people love some content, or if people don't, if people hate some content, like Reddit is still a public place that you will going to love some of the content, you will hate some of the content. Like it is not your own space. So sometimes you just ignore the content you don't like. Sometimes you just read what you like. So yeah, but it really all comes to down like there has to be something that has to be done in this Langrisser subreddit. Also, like some people are just being toxic and not providing like any helpful comment, but just to make another content, another account to insult you. Like this is really not healthy, and I don't think that's educated. So that's just a bad. Internet violence also has been an issue that has been discussed recently. I can't see I'm a victim of like internet violence just because of this issue, but yeah, it is definitely not making me very happy, and I'm kind of sad because like again, I make my post on Reddit server, like basically just trying to help others. I cannot see what I can get from like posting on Reddit, so yeah, it's kind of frustrating how this mode and some of the like haters on Reddit treat me. It is really not fair. So I don't think I'm just going to give up on Reddit. I'm going to fight back, and I want to basically I want to get a fair treatment. They should treat me. They should treat me the same way as they treat other content creators. So this is basically what I think about this Reddit event or this Reddit issue or whatever you call it. So let me know what you think about like basically first part how to use Lamotta, or if you have any question on that, feel free to leave any comments. But also let me think what you think about this Langrisser subreddit and what should we do to improve that subreddit. I really appreciate any like comments and suggestions that you guys give. So again, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.